Yeah, it's a Vista under the covers, full-featured desktop. I mean, it has pretty powerful specs. It's got a DVD drive and a webcam and a microphone and, you know, the memory card reader, USB ports, and all that stuff.
One thing I saw in here earlier that I thought was pretty cool is you could do notes online. Where's that?
Well, it's an application that we also developed for this computer, which is called Smart Calendar, and it basically has two features. One is the notes, and the other is calendaring.
Most of my friends are either in architecture or law.
Let's see if that'll start. So there you
A friend of
have.
mine's a judge now.
You can open up the notes by touching them. You can change the color of the pen. Follow your finger there. You can erase things. You can put in little text notes with the keyboard if you want to. You can use the microphone to record a voice note for somebody. So if I push this, now it's recording what we're saying. I'm going to stop it, say done, and now you have playback functionality.
I think that's really awesome. You know, it replaces the essentially what's on your refrigerator now with a PC that can sit on the counter.
I guess it could, yeah.
Yeah, and so do you know who they're targeting this for? Who they want to use this, or who they want? Is it for the downstairs in the house? Or?
Yeah, it could be for an extra room, like a den, or it could be in a hallway, or even the kitchen. If you put it in a corner where it's not too splashy and watery.
Right. I can imagine it's probably going to come out with versions of these. It's going to hang on the refrigerator door, I would think, at some point.
We'll see. I don't know. I've had enough to do with just working on the application.
So what do you think is the coolest part of the application? What are you the most proud of in this?
Well, since I worked on this, the thing I worked hardest on was probably the integration of this little weather application. It pulls in a live feed from Yahoo and just gives you a forecast for today and tomorrow. And that was challenging. Not necessarily the coding part of it, but there were all kinds of business issues that had to be worked out.
Sure.
And yeah, that's...
You know, something that's funny is I'm from Honolulu. We have one weather report there. You know what it is?
Sunny.
Yeah, sunny.
Almost like California.
Absolutely. So, can any of these widgets on this front page be changed? Can they actually, like say I live in Honolulu and I don't want the weather up because I know what the weather's going to be.
Yeah, you can go into this page right here and you can type in your own zip code and it will reflect that. So I could bring up a touch keyboard and I don't know the zip code for Honolulu.
Yeah, it's okay. So 96818.
And there's the weather.
So actually, it's raining in Honolulu. How about that?
Yeah, you were telling a half truth there.
Well, it is the rainy season. Okay. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So it's very unique. I wonder, of course, I know you don't represent HP, you're just a developer.
Sure, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. I loved your Devon, when you're looking at this thing, do you see anything that you like?
It's just really cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Of course, the glossy screen helps too, and being able to do touch screen stuff on it. You know, you can bring up, it's almost like Windows Media Center to a certain extent because, you know, for example, you bring up photos, and you can set this up. I'm sure they got it set up so you can easily just have it doing a slideshow. You know, that's an actual HP application there. So that's not necessarily a Microsoft application.
You know, I love the little ripple when you touch the screen.
Well, look at this. If you load the browser, they've changed the. Does it load?
I actually turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off.
But I can turn it back on again.
Okay.
So there's a thing in here where I can. Since it's not really set up for it right now, it's kind of hard to do, but I can go down here and I have to find the place, and there's a menu item that optimizes things for touch. So what that does is it makes the taskbar bigger, it turns the desktop icons into single click icons, so you just have to touch them and it brings up your program. We've also made the scroll bars wider so it's easier to scroll through, and some of the buttons in IE we also enlarged.
So if anybody, I guess let's actually type in an address here and go to a website, and I'll show you how we can.
You got a type one there.
No, it's
No?
it's
Oh, wow.
it's one of those Web 2.0 types.
Oh,
okay.
oh, leaving out the vowels, huh?
So let's expand it, and let's go to shows. Now, what I think is cool about this is, if Javon, if you can watch it, you can just drag it down. Now, if we want to listen, whoops. Well,
Yeah, you have to be careful. It's
be careful.
optical.
Yep. So let's see if I can touch that little button right there. No, I couldn't, could I? So let's touch it with a mouse.
Well, now you see why we made our applications with big targets. So you guys.
So I wonder, is there going to be a... Are they going to introduce anything in IE that is going to recognize, make when pages come up, that you can make your pages load different, render different, so that recognize those big buttons?
I'm not sure. What we actually at some point we were wondering if we should do this. IE has a feature that lets you zoom the page, and we were debating whether we wanted to turn this on by default, putting it to like 140 or something.
Right.
But we found that a lot of sites had trouble rendering when we did that. So we went back on that and said, okay, let's just do the magnification of the UI elements and not mess with the content of the page. So I don't know if I think the question really goes to the web people.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's definitely, that's what's been going on for a long time now. There's been a lot of touchscreen computers in the past, and more on the commercial side than on the home side. So, we haven't had to deal with this on the personal usability side before. And the commercial side, they make great big boxes where people have to touch, so there's not an issue. So I can see where there might become a time where people have to design a website to
Accommodate touch
touch applications. So.
Well, certainly this is like the first foray into the world of touch for the desktop PC, and we're just experimenting with it, I guess. We'll see what comes out of it.
Well, it's cool. I know if my wife sees one, she's gonna want one. So.
I've heard other people say that.
All right, thanks so much. Again, I guess we're done.
What are you doing here?
Very good.